Hey guys, so I wanted to show these plugins I really like. These SKnote is the company, and they're just absolutely amazing. They sound like as far as like plugins in the box and all these analog emulations. I see all these like huge companies, and for some reason this company is like they're just I don't know if it's marketing or whatever, but they're not really well known, and they sound absolutely amazing, and they're like dirt cheap relative to companies like Plugin Alliance and other companies, UAD, even though UAD is very good. Um, so uh, yeah, so I thought I'd show some because I haven't really seen too. There's a few videos out there, but I thought I'd showcase a few of these plugins. So and also what I'll do is sorry. Also, what I'll do is there's a couple of plugins like the Shadow Hills. SKnote makes a Shadow Hills compressor. I have the Plugin Alliance one next to it, so we can compare it. And also, SKnote makes an API 2500 compressor, and I have the waves up too, so we can A and B those just for the flavor, just for the sound, and you can hear the difference. Um, so there's the Sta-Limit Compressor emulation by SKnote. There's this it's called the Disto-S, and there's also another one called the Disto. But this is Distressor emulation, and here's the Shadow Hills. This is and this guy Quinto, he makes these plugins. Italian dude. He's a genius. I mean, the sound's amazing. There are some quirks in some of the plugins, but it's not a big deal. Some artifacts if you push it too hard. This is a tube compressor. I'm not sure what it's based off of. I think it's his own concoction. This is no, this is actually no, this is the SKnote. This is a DBX 165 emulation, and this is what the 2500 API 2500 looks like. So, you know, you see these. They're not like I mean, this is the Plugin Alliance one. I mean, look at the GUI. It's freaking beautiful, right? This is theirs, and it still looks nice, but it's not like a work of art. But it definitely sounds like a work of art. It sounds really good. So, all right. So I have this loop just going, just a basic loop. You're going to get sick of it after a while. But, all right. So, yeah, I have to record. Yes. So I just have this, this ML4000 NIC DSP limiter, barely doing it, just catching peaks. I love this thing, it's great. This is without it. Yeah, so we'll just leave that on, that'll stay on. Alright, so let's check out this Sta-Limit. And I already have some settings for all of them, so I'm going to try to go through them first, and then I'll play around with them. Yeah. can really hear, I mean, that there's just, you can hear that like analog. I mean, you know, I love like hardware, and I use it, you know, compressors. I have a couple of great hardware compressors, but it's impressive to see how close like a plug-in can get. I mean, there's just something about it. So this one, I think I overcooked this one so you can hear the distortion. Yeah, so this has some really cool, like, you can get really radical with it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, so here's the Shadow Hills. So it's really subtle on the settings I have. You can see they're the discrete and the optical. They're just you know, barely moving. But yeah, I'll show some extremes with this because it gets pretty great. And just to A and B it with the plug-in Alliance, I have similar. Now the settings aren't like the same because you can't match them because they just sound completely different. They're not. So here's the SKnote. Shadow Hills. SKnote. Yeah, so what I hear is like the SKnote just has it has like this analog thing that where the highs aren't like hyped or anything, and it just has this like, here's the regular source, and then here's the SKnote Shadow Hills. Just has this like analog thing. It's like where the highs are like maybe a tad bit rolled off, and it's like has this kind of like mojo like feel and sound to it. Now you hear how that hi-hat just like comes like piercing in when it's off. And these are really like super conservative settings, and then you listen to the Shadow Hill, the PA. First of all, that hi-hat's like taking my ears off. Sounds really like hi-fi to me. And listen to the crack of the snare. It's really weak. Original source. Yeah, it's just got this like harshness to it. It's really harsh, and it sounds super hi-fi to me. Not like in the plug-in alliance at all. At first listen, you might, it sounds, that's the thing, at first listen it's like impressive because it's got this like hyped sound, but I much prefer. It's smooth to me. Yeah, that's a little harsh. So this DBX 165 is pretty phenomenal. I'll just you can check it out. Getting bored of the loop yet? I have it on a kind of extreme setting, but just so you can hear that the crunch and the compression. It's really cool, and also you can push like lows, mids, and highs into the compression to make it react different and get it a little more grimy. Let me pull up. So this is a nice one. This Arturia DBX 65 they did. So let's compare the two. This is the SKnote. Arturia. Arturia is nice. Yeah, you can really hear that compression. This is a lot more cleaner. Yeah, that's real nice, the Arturia. This one particularly shines when on extreme settings. But it sounds amazing. I mean, I'm trying to get just a little compression going on. That's nice. Yeah, they both sound really good. Yeah. If you want a cleaner one, I think the Arturia is the way to go. But I really like just the analog vibe of the SKnote. So here's the API 2500. Without it. So you can hear the peaks in the regular signal in the regular source, even with the limiter on. You can hear things popping out, and then you put this on. Nice. Let's hear the in comparison. The waves, which is the waves is excellent, really good. Let's hear the differences. So here's the waves. SKnote. So this is the default preset that comes on the waves, and I just thought it sounded good. But listen to the hi-hat. I mean, it's really only kind of grabbing the kick, That's the original source. It's nice. It's just that hi-hat's killing me. Here's the SKnote. A lot smoother to me, and it's more open sounding. This also has a dry and wet. I don't think, no, this doesn't have it. Yeah. The waves is really nice. It just has this, like, it's not as open, and it has this kind of like low mid kind of, it's kind of like a little mucky in the low mids. It's more open to me. It sounds more open. Maybe less control on the, but I play with the settings. So that's cool. That's the, oh wow, I guess I had the Shadow Hills on. Let me do that one more time. That's why the SKnote sounded funny to me. Yeah, it sounds a lot more open to me, the SKnote. Wave sounds great, but you know, until you compare relatively close settings of the same kind of emulation, or you know, they're not going to be exactly the same, of course, but the emulation, but the sound characteristics, you know, you're not going to know. I mean, if I just put the waves on, I'd be like, oh, that sounds great. But you know, if you put them together, if you A and B them in as quickly as you can definitely hear the difference. And this one is crazy with extreme settings. It's insane. So that's pretty cool. What I'll do is I'm gonna play with a couple of them. Let's try this. Sta-Limit. Let's see what we can get out of it, like some different That's a good setting. This thing can get really crazy too. I'm not really doing it justice here, but it can really slam, you know. Yeah, that's a nice one. So this is the Distressor, the Disto-S. Alright, so let me take, this is the, like the saturation. It's kind of like the fatso incorporated in the circuit, like in a distressor. Yeah, this thing gets crazy. I have it on a 20:1 ratio. This UK switch, that's supposed to be like a fatso kind of emulation, I think, or something. And this is a dry mix-in signal. Yeah, that definitely brings some life to it. It might be a little over-compressed, but you can smash the hell out of this thing. Let's see. So that. Then you mix this in. That's amazing. That sounds... And it can also do subtle, you know, if you it's like a nice, you know, most Distressor plugins honestly are, you know, they I love the UAD one. I love the Arouser. The Arouser's amazing. By the actual company, Empirical Labs. But that one's, I mean, they're all really good. This is just a different flavor of it. But on any of those plugins, and also the Softtube one, but on any of those plugins, if you're doing like 4 to 6 or whatever dB of gain reduction, you're going to hear it. It's not going to be as smooth as this. That's why I like this thing. Yeah, that's a good one. Alright, so let's try the Shadow Hills. Let's get extreme with it here. Just make sure... So this is a really conservative setting. Just giving a little flavor. But if you put the plug-in right on without any compression, it already has some mojo going on. So wow, you can hear that opto. Super slow. The cool thing about this one, it has 3 modes, unlike the other ones. Old, I guess B is like a mixture of the two, and then modern. We gotta bring this back a little bit because it's out of control. Yeah, that's really punchy. And if you really want to destroy it, like go in one of these modes, like steel or I forget, I don't know what the middle one is. Let's try to do that. Sorry, what's going on here? Yeah, so that's pretty extreme. It would be great for a parallel on a parallel drum bus or any kind of parallel, really. But yeah, particularly like snappy. Alright, enough of that. This one's really cool. It just has this like tube. It sounds like tubes to me. So that's a really, so the cool thing about this one is they're virtual tubes in them, but if you drag up, if you drag down, it increases the, I guess how hard you're hitting the tubes, or how hot the tubes are. That's really nice. Now, if you want to get pretty drastic, well, it's not a seems to be working. Alright, let's check out the DBX. So this is really cool because you can totally shape your compression. Barely moving. Now if you put the limiter on, they can get really grungy. And listen to that smack. I mean, I've never heard a plugin do it like that. I mean, that's what like a 165, if you smash it like that, that's what it kind of sounds like. That's crazy. So you can really see if I bring it back. So if you can tame the high, that hi-hat, for instance. I mean, listen to that. That sounds like boring now. You could also hear some artifacts. Sometimes, I don't know why with these plugins, but yeah, that crackle's gone now. Pretty cool. yeah, there's some reverb. I have this UAD, Kona UAD Capital Chambers. Really nice reverb. That's about it. Just to give it a little bit of, you know, well, there's actually a lot of reverb on there, but to give it a little space. Alright, now this thing, I don't think we went crazy with it. So you can hear the compression. Now it's like completely clamped down, right? Hear those artifacts now. Crackling. It's also a dry wet up here, this small guy. That's this particular, I mean, this compressor is very known to be, I mean, like very quick and very grabby. So this dry wet, if you put in some extreme settings, I mean, I have the threshold all the way down, and then you just dial it back. I mean, literally, like, you can still hear that compression. It's just not, it's like probably like 5-7%. Yeah, that's really nice. You can get thrown off by looking at the meters too, because they're so grabby, but yeah, it's a great one. Waves. This is nice too. The only difference I hear, well, I hear a few differences, but I mean, it's not as open. It's got this like kind of low mid-range kind of, you know, it's just not clear. The highs are clear, but there's something in that low mid-range. That's better. That's actually a lot better with the old. Still has it though. I know the analog's just supposed to be noise, but I definitely hear like a nice difference. It just adds a little sizzle on top. That's all. Just it's so subtle you can barely tell. But it kind of makes all the difference. It actually takes away that low mid thing. Yeah, maybe it like gets like the octave up there, or just adds some. I don't know why. Is this thing working? Cool. So, yeah. So I just thought I'd show off these plugins. I'll put a link down to SKnote's website, and there's so many. They have like so many like more plugins. They have so many great plugins. Everything they make is great. And that guy Quinto. Really nice guy, you know. The marketing and also the support, you know, it's not like top notch, you know. It's a pretty small. It seems like a pretty small operation, but incredible sounding plugins. I mean, really great. I mean, I use them all the time, and there's just a bunch of them, and some really cool effects too. Some really cool like pedal, cool like pedals. I think of Phase Mistress, Sweet Honey Overdrive by Mad Professor. There's all these like cool pedals and stuff. Yeah, I just think they sound like they have an authentic thing about them that other, like, from other analog plugins, and I love a bunch of different companies, but you know, they just have they have a vibe to them, so definitely check them out. I was talking about the comparison between Plugin Alliance and the Shadow Hills and the SKnote. And to me, it's like these plugins have way more like mojo than any of the plugin alliance stuff. I won't bag on plugin alliance too much, but they're just, you know, they just have this like hi-fi kind of, at first really appealing, like, wow, this sounds amazing. But, you know, if you listen up, if you you know, compare and you listen closer, it's like really, I mean, I'm not saying all their plugins, a lot of them are cool, but they, and of course they're, you know, everything, you know, besides the critical listening and the sound is pretty impressive, their whole operation. But they just sound like super kind of hi-fi to me, and I've mixed with them, and you add it up and it just sounds muddy and it sounds harsh. That's like, you know, if you mix with one of those channel strips like an SSL, an SSL-E, you know, 4000E, or I don't know, any one of them really. But that's just my take on it. I know a lot of people like plugin alliance. But I really love these plugins by SKnote, and yeah, hats off to Quinto. He's amazing. Really, and he also, they make hardware, like they make preamps and compressors. I saw some demos and they sounded really good. So definitely check out SKnote. I'll leave a link down below. And there's one more company I want to that's not so well known that I want to show, do a demo of. They're called Melomuse, and they're definitely more known than SKnote, I think. I saw them on Plugin Boutique. I got their plugins before that, but I saw them, like, you know, available on Plugin Boutique. So they're kind of known, but they also have this like unique kind of analog mojo thing that I haven't really heard in a lot of other plugins. So super impressive. So I'll probably do a video. Yeah, I'll definitely do a video of that. Yeah, so yeah, let me know what you think of the how these sound, and definitely check them out for yourself. All right, cool. Thanks.